Ladies and gentlemen, this is an article that came out in Standard Media. You may remember this guy. He was sent home for being a racist in Kenya, of all places. Let me just give you and all other non-Black people going into Africa to work and live. If you're going to be there, don't insult the people there. If you don't like what you see on the continent, get your ass out of there and go home. It just amazes me how all of you non-African people will go in there and got the nerve to insult the people that are from that continent, and you're bringing your artificial ass up in there and trying to insult and be a racist towards the population. Oh man. So there's more detail to this story. This came out October 27th, 2018. So you see this dog-eating dirt bag here in the picture that was in Kenya. He insulted the president, called the Kenyan people and the president a monkey, and all this stuff. So they did the right thing. They grabbed his ass, and within 24 hours of him insulting them, they threw his ass back on a plane to China. Well done, Kenya. But more needs to be done. More needs to be done in this case. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the man that filmed this Chinese racist just lost his job. This is just retaliation. It's the same kind of retaliation you see on Jobs in America. If you complain about someone that looks like them, then they want to come and retaliate on you because these are moralist people. They have no morals. Okay? They have no morals. This is why their reign at the top is temporary. They got a temporary reign at the top and really don't deserve the reign they have. But see, this is how they operate. There are no morals among these people. None. So they are not going to do the right thing. So because he filmed their colleague saying a bunch of racist stuff, they would not renew his contract, but they renewed the contract of everybody else except for him. This is just your classic retaliation. We see that on Jobs in America. It has happened, especially to many people in the Black community. If I did a video and say, tell me about all of the incidents on your job, I'm telling you the comment section would probably run out of space. We have all experienced many, many fucked up shit on jobs. And it's supported when it shouldn't be supported. That's because these are a moralless class of people, okay, that's running things. You just have to live with it and see it for what it is. Deal with it, but try to distance yourself from these folks whenever you can. This is why we talk about separation. Because at this point, separation is the righteous thing to do. It's unrighteous to try to stay attached to a bunch of moralist people. So this man insults the president. He gets deported. And weeks later, after the video goes viral, the Chinese company let the guy go. And he's the only one they let go. Richard Ochieng is the only one they let go out of everybody. Not a coincidence, y'all. So they're trying to say the parting was a good one. And that's not what Richard is saying. Richard said they kept him in the dark about letting him go. But he did say that the climate in the workplace changed for him after this video went viral. So they started doing the classic turn on the person that reports the incident. So they did that classic thing to him. Okay. So they start turning on him, and then when contract time came to be renewed, they didn't renew his. So when the press tried to get a comment from the company, of course, they're now going silent, no comment. But he said that his relationship with the employers after that incident where that asshole got shipped out of there, his relationship with them had worsened. So this is definitely a retaliation move. The name of this motorcycle assembly company is called Sunlink. And you know what, Kenya? If there's some kind of way you can boycott these people and not buy from them, then I would recommend that you do this. Don't, if they're making motorcycles or have motorcycle parts, don't purchase nothing from these Chinese people. Don't buy anything from them. Let them learn what real retaliation is. See, when we start withholding our money, that's what they fear. See, they don't care about you picketing with signs. They don't care about that. They're not harmed by that at all. What you got to do is start snatching away your money. I promise you, things will turn around real fast when they know they got something to lose in the whole thing. So they tried to contact the Chinese embassy, and they declined to give an explanation on why the same man that filmed this Chinese racist was let go. His contract was not renewed. So they're saying right here, the company seems hesitant to contact you directly. It's understandable. The company will contact you through its lawyer. They said the agreement was made in the presence of a lawyer, Mr. Zhang Gang. A spokesman of the embassy said it had not done so by the time the story reached the press. The video taken by Ochieng went viral last month and caused an uproar among Kenyans after his argument with the firm's marketing director. So that bastard that they deported, he was a marketing director with a mouth like he had. Woo, I don't know what he can sell. Okay, so he's just talking about how the whole thing got started. This Lou guy that was deported was angered by the fact that he ended up paying the taxi more money than he had planned. And he wanted, okay, so I still don't understand. Even if you had to pay a little more for a taxi ride, how does that add up to you calling the president and the Kenyan people monkeys? Okay, so that's how it all got started, over some taxi ride. And they said the incident turned ugly. In the heat of the argument, Lou said to Ochon Do, just like President Uhuru Kenyatta looked like monkeys, and threatened to fire him as soon as he left the country. All of that over a damn taxi ride. These people are petty as hell. But after the video was leaked to the media and went viral on social media, Lou was immediately arrested and deported back to China. Zhang revealed that after he arrived in China, Lou was questioned by the police and his employer fired him as well, making it a double tragedy for the victim and the villain. But he said he was not aware of any disciplinary action taken by the Chinese authorities, and whether or not they planned to charge him. Trust me, when he got back to China, they didn't do a goddamn thing. They didn't do nothing to him. Trust me, they didn't do nothing to him when he got back to China. They didn't do nothing to him. Okay. Zhang maintained that the sentiments in the video did not represent the views of the Chinese population in the country, and he said they were working hard to strengthen the ties between Kenya and China, and asked reporters not to dwell on the incident he referred to as isolated. You know what? By you letting the guy go that videotaped it, you're dwelling on it. Obviously, you're dwelling on it. As I said yesterday, my friend sincerely suggesting that you could consider not write any more stories about Lou. So they're just protecting the racist asshole that was deported out of there. First old topic, hard to be heated up again, Zhang said. More importantly, causing contrasting feelings between China and Kenya. No. See, when you go into somebody else's territory and feel you got the right to disrespect them, then no, that is a Chinese problem. You brought that into Kenya. And Kenya, y'all should not take this. You should not take it. Okay, you know what? That's why they don't want us from America coming into Africa, because we'll set things straight. And they don't want that. They want to be able to exude their authority over the Black population in Africa, and they don't want to be they don't want you pointing out and calling them out on anything. It's the same way here in America. They don't want you calling them out on anything. I've even had people write me talking about, why do you keep doing those videos? Stop talking about us. No, this is my channel. Okay, this is my channel. I'm going to talk about whatever topics out in the media that I want to pick and choose. And see, these slick ass people here, what they'll do is try to label what you're doing as hate speech. It ain't hate speech at all. This stuff is found out in the media, and someone wrote about it long before I picked up the article. So, they're trying to shut this man down, make him lose his job, and financially cripple him. But one good thing he said in this article, ladies and gentlemen, is he's in the process of starting up his own business. Good for him. And Kenyans, y'all should patronize this man when he gets his business up and running. I don't know what he's going to be doing, but whatever he does, he needs the support of his countrymen and women, and he should get it. All right. I don't think your objective is to chase China out of the country. You know what? If y'all going to act like this dude, yeah, that should be the objective. And apparently, you're still trying to do stuff behind the scenes. There are more than 300,000 Chinese living in the city of Toronto alone. That is still a Canadian city, not a Chinese one, he noted. Well, why are we talking about Canada? Everything that happened didn't take place in Canada, so why are you talking about that? He said the embassy was engaging all Chinese companies in the country to take seriously the cultural differences that were parties partly to blame for the misunderstanding. No, that was no misunderstanding. That was racism. Calling people monkeys, that's not a misunderstanding. Sunlink's case caught the attention of the Kenyan government and ignited tensions following the other revelations at the Standard Gauge Railway unearthed by the Standard in an expose that revealed a disturbing pattern of institutionalized racism. Sunlink had an array of rules, procedures, and disciplinary measures that would rival even those set by hard-faced colonists. Official rules and regulation of Sonnet Kenya Company in the possession at the time showed that all mistakes committed by Kenyan employees are quantified in monetary terms. So in other words, they would deduct from the pay of Kenyans that work for the company if they made a mistake, but they weren't doing this to anyone else. For instance, if a boss calls a junior staff and the worker fails to answer the call, he incurs some monetary fines, and the more calls one missed, the bigger the fine. You know what? Y'all need to send Sunlink packing out of Kenya. You know, they're only doing this because no one is letting them know you don't do this to the labor force here. Oh my goodness. The firm also set penalties for lateness to work, and the other offense attracted, I think, 50 shillings penalty off your pay for every minute after the reporting time. The time after 8:31 and 13:31 treated as late, fine, I think, 50 shillings for every minute of lateness. Rule 4 of the company's 2018 rules and regulations states employees at the firm were prohibited from using their computers or mobile phones to browse any non-work related things during office hours. Now, I don't know what kind of labor laws you have in Kenya, but these companies should not be able to do anything independent of the labor laws in Kenya. And it sounds like that's exactly what they're doing. Man, people in Kenya, find a way to shut down Sunlink. Get this company out of your country. Get them out. And protest them. Don't buy anything from this company. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. You know, as you can see, the attitudes are all the same. It's all the same. It doesn't matter where these folks are in the world. They still practice their racism everywhere they go. They drag it around like a pariah, and they gladly use it and unleash it on anybody in any country at any time. They don't care. But it's up to Kenya to set the record straight. You know, believe me, if it was me, I would make them leave. I would dismantle that company, and I would cut them off from the resources. But that's why I'm not ruling in Kenya. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.